Alright, y'all, man, it's your boy Humble 2 times for me. Back in the video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Humble 2 times. Now, look, just for today's topic, we're talking about Mewtwo Decoded. Now, look, for today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything. I'm also giving you a shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving you a shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy out of y'all's day to come rock me, show love, support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more than love always. I'm also sending good positive energy towards everyone always. Also, disclaimer, if you don't want to hear about the truth, you want to hear more about the truth, if you feel like you're not ready about the truth, if you feel like you're not ready to hear more about the truth, then you may want to go ahead and click off this video now, respectfully, all due respect. Also, if you want to do a one-on-one call with me, just DM me on my Instagram at Humble2times. Let's go ahead and get more deeper to the video. Mewtwo Decoded. Now look, right? If you are not familiar with Mewtwo, right? Mewtwo is a character, right? It is a side character that is from Pokemon. Pokemon is an anime, right? So anime slash like cartoon, right? So what I want y'all to understand and understand, right, about Mewtwo, right, is that Mewtwo is very powerful. Some even say he's the most powerful Pokemon of them all, right? See, the anime Pokemon is mainly, the main characters of Pokemon are Ash and Pikachu. Ash, right, he is a human, right? But Pikachu is not a human, and Ash, he's like a person who collects certain Pokemons, and one of his main known Pokemons for like collecting is Pikachu, right? So Mewtwo, on the other hand, Mewtwo is an antagonist, right? Well, I wouldn't, yeah, it's kind of like an antagonist, right? So Mewtwo, right? Mewtwo is one of the strongest one of the strongest Pokemon characters in that verse, like. So the thing is with Mewtwo is that it's very interesting how the way Mewtwo was created. See, a lot of the Pokemons that was created, you know, how they was, created. But Mewtwo, on the other hand, he was, well, it's not a he or a she, but Mewtwo, it was created in a laboratory system. What I mean by a laboratory system is that Mewtwo was created in a cloning facility. So Mewtwo actually got cloned, and they took some of the genetics from Mew. Mew, if you don't know who Mew is one of the first original Pokemons. So Mew is like one of the one of the big ancestors of just about all the Pokemons, right? So very strong Pokemon. So Mew is probably the strongest in the whole entire Pokemon besides Mewtwo. Now, these doctors or whatever, they take some of Mew's genetics and they they do what they do with it, and they make a clone of Mew, right? And that's where they get Mewtwo from, because it's the second version of it. You see what I'm saying? But Mewtwo is a clone, right? Right? So Mewtwo was created in the lab, right? And when Mewtwo, the scientists was like, yo, you're the first person to like complete the whole transaction. Like, what I mean by that is like, yo, you're the first. They were like, yo, you're the first person to complete the whole thing. Like, you didn't die off. You like, you're good. You know what I mean? And Mewtwo was very confused, right? But Mewtwo was also like confused, right? But Mewtwo is very powerful. It's telepathic. It can a lot of energy. You know, it has a lot of. It can do a lot of things. It can levitate. It can fly. It can create a whole bunch of energy with just using one of its palms, etc. So Mewtwo is telepathic and psychic, etc. So Mewtwo realized, okay, he peeped the energy and he realized these people that created me, his creators that created him, right? They don't care about him. He realized that very fastly, very quickly. They just wanted to use Mewtwo, right? They didn't really care for an actual relationship with what they created, right? So Mewtwo realized that. Mewtwo ends up killing off them, right? Then another person tries to control him, right? He basically says, yo, we can be partners, da-da-da-da. But he ended up tricking Mewtwo. Mewtwo ended up like just destroying a bunch of other stuff as well, right? And Mewtwo made a very bold statement. He basically was just saying like, yo, I don't want to be a slave to you humans. Mewtwo didn't want to be a slave, right? So, and one of the reasons why Mewtwo is so unique, because he had a lot of, Mewtwo had a lot of rage, right? Mewtwo isn't a woman or a man, right? So Mewtwo, it has a lot of rage, right? And then before Mewtwo was getting fully created, they had erased some of Mewtwo's memories because it was also other people in the laboratory with him. It was this woman, and Mewtwo is telepathic, so Mewtwo was communicating with the young woman, right? The young girl, right? and she ended up not making it through all the processing. Like they said, if you watch the anime / show, the scientists were literally like, oh my gosh, Mewtwo, you're the only one who actually like, you're like the first one to like actually completed the whole, like our whole thing, you feel me? So they tried to erase some of that memory. So like, you know, when Mewtwo was fully activated, Mewtwo wouldn't just go all out on him, but Mewtwo still, like, even though they erased some of Mewtwo's memory, he still kind of had the energy as if something wasn't right. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So with Mewtwo, right? Mewtwo made its own Pokemons, right? So these Pokemons were very, very powerful. One of the Pokemons are Charizard. Charizard is one of my favorite Pokemon characters. Charizard is a fire sign. Also with Pokemon, they talk about chakras, they talk about energy, they talk about aura, and they also talk about the different elements. They talk about the zodiac signs as well. You have water signs, fire signs, etc. So with Mewtwo, right? Very intelligent, very wise. It was made in a laboratory system, right? So Mewtwo decided to make its own Pokemons, right? Very strong beings, right? And they would actually go against and fight the regular Pokemons, right? So Mewtwo was very upset. Mewtwo was like, this can't be my purpose, just to slave for somebody, right? So Mewtwo was trying to figure out its purpose, right? Mewtwo was in much rage and very confusion, right? Which, I mean, it makes sense though. He literally was created in a lab, and then the people who created him didn't care for it at all, right? And then Mewtwo's trying to find its purpose, and then Mewtwo was like, hold on, like, y'all cloned me, y'all cloned me out of Mew, you feel me? Like, somebody that at the time, I don't think Mewtwo may have even met yet at the time, but eventually Mewtwo and Mew ended up meeting. But with Mewtwo, right? Mewtwo had a realization moment, and this helped Mewtwo find more of his purpose and what he's actually on this planet for. Mewtwo started to realize, and Mewtwo started to understand and overstand that, you know what? Even though these people created me, they do not define who I am. Mewtwo had a realization moment that, yes, y'all might be my creators, y'all might have created me, but y'all do not determine my fate. Y'all do not determine what lifestyle and what life I live. I determine the life that I want to live. So it had a realization moment like, oh, dang, I control my life. I can do as I please. So Mewtwo started to want to live a more peaceful life, and he started to look at the humans a lot differently, right? So Mewtwo then, you know, lived its life with him, with Mewtwo and the other people that he had, you know, created, right? They continued to live their life, right? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and at the time, bro, Pokemon came out, I think it's like 1998, 1997, somewhere up in there, Pokemon that came out. And they were talking about cloning. So what I want y'all to understand and understand is that with cloning, right? They talk about cloning in Pokemon. They're literally showing, like, you know, the DNA of Mew and how they was, you know, etc., right? Maybe. So cloning has been going on, y'all. It's just one of the main reasons why it's very popular and it's very open and, you know, very known about now is because us chosen ones, etc., we are awakening, y'all. So we're telling people like, yo, cloning is real. So these people so-called rulers, they realize like, oh, dang, they're waking up, they're awakening, they're starting to remember like, yo, cloning is real. Dang, it's already out here now. So what they did was they just started to just keep blowing it out even more and just keep putting it out. And then two, I've said this before, they don't want to get karma. So they just went ahead and just, you see what I'm saying? But yeah, though, y'all, you know, Mewtwo is a very interesting character. One of my favorite characters in Pokemon as well. You feel me? Another one of my favorite characters as well is Green Ninja and Pikachu, etc. and Charizard, etc. But in that, like it's a certain type of cat or something, right? Like black and gold type of cat or something. It may be mixed, respectfully, out of respect. But yeah, though, y'all, they drop a lot of information in Pokemon, right? It don't matter what version of it you're watching, or which movie or which version of the show that you're watching, whichever one you watch, if you do watch it, it has a lot of information, a lot of good information in it. But look, man, hope y'all familiar with today's video. Follow the Instagram at Humble 2 times. I'm gonna say it again. Follow the Instagram at Humble 2 times. If you want to do one-on-one call with me, just DM me on my Instagram at Humble 2 times. I catch y'all from Muzz on the next one, man. Peace.